Khanna auntie was very happy to see my new MacBook and she said, चलो बेटा इसमें कुछ और नहीं, कम से कम एप्पल वालों ने चार्जर तो दिया. Hi everybody, my name is Ekta and if you are a MacBook fan or if you are planning to buy a new MacBook or laptop, then I'm sure you will find this video very helpful and useful. Because in this video, I'm not just going to unbox my new MacBook and tell you the configuration that I bought and why, but I'm going to talk about MacBook in general, about the current variants, which one you can go for, why and more. So do watch this video till the end, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So without much further ado, let's unbox the brand new MacBook I bought. I've been using MacBook for almost a decade. Performance is quite satisfactory, but the problem is that battery is diminishing and the version is quite older and I'm not getting any updates on this. However, if I want to install certain softwares like FCP, Adobe or any other app, they're asking for a higher version like version 11 or above. And this is the MacBook Air which I'm currently using and I'm quite satisfied with the performance. If you recall, I have made an unboxing video of the same laptop. I'll put the link in the description box so you can go check and have a immense nostalgic value that I have been cherishing.
कितनी अच्छी अंग्रेजी बोले इसमें, क्या words बोले हैं तुमने यार?
So well, this is the brand new MacBook Pro M1 with M1 chip. I have done a quick unboxing video on my Instagram. If you're following my Instagram, you can check it out there. If you're not following me, I'll put a link of the video here. Nevertheless, for my YouTube fam, I'm going to do the unboxing once again. So without much further ado, let's unbox this one. So what do we say generally when we unbox something? Open sesame, tada! Well, this is my new M1 MacBook Pro in the silver color. I have already removed the outer cover due to the quarantine COVID issue and sanitized everything. And look how nice and sleek my new machine looks like. So inside this beautiful cardboard box, there's another cardboard box designed by Apple in California. Let's see what all different things it has. So the very first thing inside this is this Apple speaker. I really don't know what to use them for because I still have my previous stickers with me, but nevertheless they look beautiful. So yeah, that's there. Apart from that, there are a lot of environment friendly literature inside this. I'm sure nobody reads this pamphlet or whatever leaflet you call, but you might need to read this particular leaflet which talks a lot about the heating condition and other important information that you should know. And the second thing is 61 watts USB-C power adapter. This is a little bigger and bulkier than the MacBook Air because this promises 2 hour extra battery charging time. However, the difference really dilutes when you are editing a movie or something like that. Unlike the previous charger, there is no extension to hang up your cable, but I'm really happy that they have given a charger at least. So I'm very happy with the MagSafe charger and never used this one. So let's see. And here's the hero of the show, the star, this sparkling, shiny, silver MacBook Pro M1. The design is very sleek and very beautiful looking. Unfortunately, there's again just 2 USB-C type port. That means you have to buy an additional one. It's a very disappointing feature in this laptop. Trust me, there's no HDMI port. There's nothing for SSD card needed, etc. Everything you have to buy on your own. And this is my new 13-inch MacBook Pro. This time the bezel is all black, unlike the grey silver bezel that I had in my previous MacBook Air. Nevertheless, this looks good. I'm waiting for it to start, and sorry, I've already initiated my ID and password earlier. I've even forgotten my password once. Nevertheless, the user interface is almost the same. There is no change, and the keys I'm not able to gauge any difference between this keys and the keys I have in my MacBook Air. Too technical, I guess. And this is the touch bar. There's no use of this actually. This is basically a function bar turned into a touch bar, and it's very unnecessary feature if you ask me. And this is the actual storage that you get on the 256 GB, 215 GB only. I have not installed anything except the Google Chrome. All I have done is change the wallpaper as available within the system. I have installed the Google Chrome and I have attached it, connected my laptop to the Wi-Fi. Here I am opening my blog page just to check the graphics, the colors, everything smooth functioning. Yeah, my laptop is on charger right now. Honestly speaking, I'm still an Air fan. That's quite a pun intended. People call me Ketan fan. Nevertheless, I'm still an Air fan, but I thought of trying Pro this time. Earlier, I refrained from buying a Pro for the obvious difference in the pricing, usage, and of course the weight issue. The weight has been like kind of normalized for both of them. The minimum 200-gram difference between the two. So I thought, why not give Pro a chance this time and see which is better. If you're someone who wants to buy MacBook and is confused between Pro or Air, then I would simply suggest gauge your usage unless you are into heavy editing or heavy UAT testing or need it for extreme professional reasons. Go for MacBook Air. It is cream, it is dream, it is very beautiful gadget. You don't have to put an additional amount because the price difference is quite substantial there again. MacBook Air starts from 92,000 and this one is like 1,22,000 plus. I'm talking about the original price, the MRP, not the deals that you might get. Even if you get any kind of deals, it will be on both the laptop as of now what is running in the market. One more difference between MacBook Air and MacBook Pro is the Touch ID and the Touch Bar. If you ask me, this is a very fancy kind of a feature. You may not actually need it. So unless you have that additional disposable income to put that fancy feature over there, go for it. Otherwise, is it worth the price difference? If you ask me, no. Between the chips, M1 or Intel, well, your guess is as good as mine. I've got myself M1 and I think that this information at my MacBook website would be more helpful for you to decide. There are only two color options for MacBook Pro, silver and space gray. I somehow don't like the color space gray. I had a very tough time finding or getting that color from the store I bought. The store guy was very adamant. He said he doesn't have the color first. Then he said no, he will order. It will take some 15-20 days time for him to order and get it. He will get the supply directly from Bangalore office. And then he said the color is not available anywhere in India. It is not for Indian market. So they have to get from Apple USA. Hence I should go for space gray. And what not, there was like a huge stress I had because I really did not want to pick space gray. Thankfully, he got me a silver color. It was in the store, of course, and he gave that to me. Although it did affect my buying experience, I really did not like the way trying to push the space gray color. I know a lot of people have bought space gray because they could not find the silver color, and I'm sure it must be some strategy by Apple people and not the store people. Having said that, I still do not like the color space gray, and I really request Apple people, if they are watching this video, if they watch this video at any point of time, reduce more color or let the usual silver color be available. I really like this color, and I know some of you will say that go ahead and buy an external skin, but somehow I am not too comfortable by skins because I have another sleeve or skin or whatsoever you call it for my MacBook Air, which I have never opened. It's still there. It's in rose gold color, by the way. I bought this MacBook from a nearby Apple premium store. My experience was not too great, like the kind of experience you expect when you buy from the exclusive kind of stores. I believe the deals are almost same whether you buy it from online or you buy from the physical market. They have the same kind of offer going on everywhere. Just check the right offer before you buy. Well, I bought my laptop on the full payment. I haven't taken any EMIs as such, so I don't know much about EMI for this. But I have got some discount on the HDFC card. Apart from that, in June and July, there are a lot of back to school offers being run by different Apple resellers. And if you're buying on a special day like 15th August, Father's Day, always check for some kind of offers, because my previous laptop I bought it on Independence Day and there was a good Independence Day offer going on Reliance Digital. Well, I was getting a buyback value of plus minus 15,000 for my current laptop, but somehow I wasn't very sure of to let it go for such a paltry amount. Trust me, it's in a decent working condition, and except for battery, I think I'm not sure whether I want to avail that offer. But if you are someone who have existing MacBook, and you can always try the exchange offer. And because of this new work from home era, I'm not sure if the prices will go down, but you can always check for competitive pricing across the different formats online or physical stores. Yeah. Well, there's a remarkable price difference of minimum 20,000 between these two. So even if you go for an additional external hard disk drive, like a 1 TB drive or so, plus a port adapter or something like that, still you would save 10,000 rupees or something. It comes around 2,000 to 4,000. Check it for the open market. When it comes to accessories, I never recommend that you should buy from Apple store. They are very expensive. Always buy the accessories from a good store in the open market. I don't prefer buying it from Apple. They don't give any kind of discounts and all, and the quality is quite good in the open market. So my recommendation is that go for the 256 GB and use that differential amount to buy whatever additional ports you need, because you have to buy for the 512 GB also, and if 256 is not sufficient, 512 will also not be sufficient. You would definitely need another hard disk drive or scan disk or whatsoever. So I haven't started using the laptop full-fledgedly, so I don't think this is the right time to give the review. Maybe you should wait for 3-4 months for me to write a proper review. But talking about the specification and features, like I said, I really did not like the fact that just to upsell their 512 GB, they have removed USB port, scan disk port, etc. I think it might look good strategy on books, but it is actually not on the ground, because a lot of people are still buying 256 GB variant, and they would need an additional port to access all the data they have kept on USB or micro SSD, especially to store larger amount of data, and their experience with the Apple laptop might go down while using such additional devices. I told you, like Kanna auntie said, there is no CD player, there's no USB port, but there's charger at least. So I hope you got the point. Another thing that I don't like about the MacBook Pro is the camera quality. It is again 720p, very, very grainy. We are in the age of work from home and a lot of Zoom calls, Google meetings and all. I feel that's one OFI opportunity for improvement for Apple guys, which they have missed in the current version. And it would have been great if they had camera quality improved in the current laptops. That would have been really desirable. You have taken the port out, you have changed the cable, you have changed the charger type. I was very happy with the magnetic one, and I just hope the current chargers are not like the iPhone chargers, जो कि हर साल खराब हो जाते हैं. Overall, my verdict would be like, if you're a regular MacBook user, you're a MacBook fan, you will buy this product nevertheless. However, sometimes you feel that the price is going a little too high. This MacBook's a little heavy on pockets, and the price is ever increasing, but trust me, once you buy a MacBook, it will easily last you for minimum 5 to 6 years, provided you keep them in a good condition. Technology, unlike soap, cannot be evaluated on a face value, but you need to experience it through the time to understand the real deal and have a better grip of the overall performance. So whenever somebody just opens a box and talks about a particular gadget or reviews them, don't take it on the face value, because all they are doing is just reading out the specifications to you. They may also not understand the specification, they're just reading out. Best way to review something or to know quality and performance is only by usage, and usage derived over time, not immediate, because when you buy a new phone, you buy a new laptop, it's a brand new system, there's no files that you have uploaded. So once you start using, the kind of usage you have, the kinds of files you put, how it works, like suppose you're using movie editor, so is your laptop equipped enough to give you a good seamless editing experience or good seamless battery experience? They are saying MacBook Air and MacBook Pro, there's a 2 hours battery difference. I'm sure the battery difference will change when you're using something like watching video, editing movies or playing games, because when you're playing games or you're editing movie, the battery goes down like anything, trust me. I know there are a lot of rumors floating in the market about the new laptop that is going to be launched. We don't know what it is, to be very honest. I don't know what it is going to be, but I would really hope that they do something about the pricing, they do something about the camera, they do something about the storage, because eliminating the storage or the ports is not a great idea if you ask me. It's not a good idea. People should buy things on the face value or the quality or the benefits that they offer, not on such strategic tricks. But I just hope it is there, and it would be a great idea if Apple can give some more accessories, because I know they want to fuel the accessories more, but that is something will just set them apart, will just build a brand value, because profitabilities are important. But if you think you're cutting costs to increase profitability but reducing the value for the customer, that's not a good idea. You are a brand, you are a special brand, you have carved a special niche, so you should not go down the value chain. Yeah, your ultimate objective is the value. But I know their laptops are very good. Still there are few things very small, if incorporated, could make this experience even better and wholesome, especially in markets like India. It is not a smaller market, because iPhone sales might be decreasing, but laptop sales has been increasing in India years and years. So a little bit of hardcore value creation other than just processor would be a great idea. What do you say? So well, that's all for today's video. I really hope that I have been able to discuss all the points openly with you. If there's something that I have missed, do let me know in the comment box below. And your subscription, your comment, your likes means a lot to me. So I really appreciate some love out of there. If you have any questions, do let me know. Till then, take care and ciao.